not to cry, so here we go. Okay, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kelsey. Margaret's been one of my best friends since I was 9, so about 14 or 15 years. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for coming to support Margaret and Danny on their special day, but I also want to say thank you to my second parents, Linda and Dennis, and also to Danny's parents for being here and hosting this event to celebrate the joining of their children. I was ecstatic when Margaret asked me to be her maid of honor and to stand by her side as she enters this next phase of life with Danny, but I know it was a bittersweet moment for her. For the entirety of our friendship, Margaret and I have always thought of each other as sisters, but for those of you who don't know, Margaret did have a biological sister named Amanda, who is no longer with us. She is your true maid of honor, and she is here in spirit with you, and she's been right next to you for your entire life. Margaret and I met when we were 9 years old, and I had just moved down from New York, and I didn't know a single person. And I remember being really, really nervous about going to dance class, but then I walked in and I saw Margaret's face, and I was instantly at ease. Since that day, we've shared many, many laughs, many tears, and many secrets, and she was always there for me through anything. Even though we both grew up and moved away, no distance could ever separate the two of us. We grew even closer when Margaret asked me to be Kate's godmother. Margaret was the first of my friends who was pregnant, and to be honest, I was a little grossed out, I was a little terrified, it was freaking me out a little bit, but as soon as Kate was born, it was clear to me that Margaret was born to be a mother. Margaret is the most selfless, caring, and loving person that I have ever met. She would do anything for Kate or any of her friends and family. A perfect example of this happened just this week. My grandfather passed away on Monday, and the first person that I called was Margaret. And she immediately told me that it was okay that I couldn't come to the wedding, and to not worry about it, and to spend time with my family. If that doesn't explain selflessness, I don't know what does. Anyways, when Margaret first met Danny, she texted me, and she told me that she had met the man that she was going to marry. Her exact words were, which I found on Facebook this morning, so this is an exact quotation. God brought him from Louisiana to Georgia to be with me. He applied at several Walmarts, and he wound up at mine. I saw him, and I didn't know anything about him, but I knew he was the one. I was skeptical, of course, but Margaret has always been better about love and had more faith in it than I have. But as soon as I met him, I knew that she was right. Danny, when I first met you and I saw you and Margaret together, I could tell how happy she was, and I could tell that you loved her for just who she was. The same Margaret that I grew up with, the Margaret that is my best friend with all her quirkiness and charm, was finally getting what she deserved. A man that loved her for exactly who she is. Danny, I know you will be an amazing husband to Margaret and an amazing father to Kate. You took on the responsibility of being a father even before today, without anyone even having to ask you. You truly are the man of her dreams. I want nothing more for the two of you than a lifetime full of love and happiness. Here's to you, Mr. and Mrs. Danny Williams. I love you both. Aww.